Jagmeet Singh. Viewers, you must have seen this man quite often in recent times. Sometimes sharing space with former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, sometimes seen standing with the Khalistanis, and sometimes making anti-India tirade. No, today we are not going to talk about his Khalistani connections. Then what are we going to talk about? Well, elections in Canada are around the corner, and his new Democratic Party will be a key player in the polls. What is the electoral background of his party? Will he be the Kingmaker again? After all, he came as a savior for Trudeau's minority government in 2022. And if not, what role will he play in the upcoming elections? Does his party have what it needs to emerge as one of the frontrunners? And lastly, why is this election going to be the most difficult so far for the Sikh leader? Elections in Canada are scheduled on April 28th. With just 1 week to go before the polls, Jagmeet Singh's party is certainly not in the best of the positions. In his third federal election campaign, his party faces an uphill task. Recent election figures have been extremely discouraging for the minority leader, with his party receiving some of the lowest levels of support in recent polls. This is the same party which played Kingmaker's role for Trudeau in 2022, but later, in September 24, NDP became the last of Canada's third party to turn on to Trudeau, withdrawing the support from his government. Singh cited Liberals' inability to resist growing conservative momentum and accused Trudeau of caving to the corporate greed, making the Aam Aadmi of Canada his target audience. Jagmeet claims that only his new Democratic Party could be trusted by the ordinary Canadians. The NDP leader, who has built his political persona around issues like equity and inclusion, has often found raising the concerns of the working class. But given the kind of performance in the last federal elections, will Jagmeet be able to retain his own seat in the House of Commons? Singh was born in Scarborough, Ontario, to Indian immigrant from Punjab. A lawyer by profession, Singh worked as a criminal defense attorney for years before making his political debut. A practicing Sikh, NDP leader faced racism and battled bullying in his school, which he claims have shaped and strengthened his belief in justice and fairness. In his memoir, he also opened up about the sexual abuse that he faced while growing up in Canada. Remember, Singh won his first seat in Canadian Parliament way back in 2019. Elections in Canada are being conducted weeks after Mark Carney was sworn in as the Prime Minister. Just 9 days later, he sent the country into snap general elections. Carney will now be facing Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre in what is being called as a neck-to-neck contest. Amid an ongoing trade war with neighboring America and President Donald Trump's consistent threats to make Canada its 51st state, the elections are being fought on who will handle the USA better. And in this context, will Jagmeet Singh's NDP, who countered Trump with his fiery nationalism on Canada's sovereignty, be able to win the trust of Canadians? Or like in 2022, will he emerge as a Kingmaker again? Or will he be pushed to the margins by the Canadians?